Solutionaries. What's up, Solutionaries? We gonna get into it. Welcome to Solutionary, Monday through Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about culture, politics, civics. We even talk about the bread and circuses because the overall goal is to take everything that's put into the mainstream media and turn it into solutions, because you and I are a solutionary if you tapping in. Shouts to everybody coming through. Huge shouts to everybody that came out to Chicago last week. Started the BGM Fall Tour. Had a great time in Chicago. We got Phoenix this week. I want everybody to go over to solutionaryuniversity.org. I want you to click that little section that says events. And in that events area, I want you to tap in and see all of the upcoming cities. We got Phoenix this weekend. We got Cleveland, we got St. Louis, we got Baton Rouge, we got Newark, New Jersey. And I want you guys to copy and paste that link to a bunch of those cities, and I want you to post them all over your social media platforms. Because these social media platforms, and we're going to talk about that tonight, these social media platforms are 100% throttled. Even X, I say this all of the time, tweet cred is still a thing on X. Elon's owned it for a year and a half, 2 years at this point. And they're still throttling over there. So we need everybody's support in promoting these classes. Phoenix and then Baton Rouge. Everybody get busy over at solutionaryuniversity.org. If you're coming in, hit the like button. Smash the like button. If you're watching this on X, what's up, Rob? Scrapping Beauty, what's up? If you're watching this on X, repost it. We can't complain about the system censoring us. We can. But we also, as solutionaries, got to do something about it. And what we do about it is when we see content that needs to be shared and information that needs to be given out to the people, we give it out. And that's what I want you all to do if you're watching this on X. Today, we're going to talk about Elon Musk exposing some of these billionaires' fears. And I got a little clip that I want to go over today up from his sit down with Tucker Carlson. Very important interview. And I actually, after this today, I'm going to put it up in the chat. I'm going to put the link to it so you guys can watch it. Tucker's been murdering it since he's got out of the Fox machine. And now he's Tucker on X and he's been killing it. Huge shouts to, if you guys didn't watch, our libertarian brother in arms, Dave Smith, was on there. It's a bunch of good conversations happening over there, and they seem to be pushing back against the weirdo narrative. And so I want to give a shout to Tucker Carlson. Y'all tag him on there. I haven't had a chance to meet Tucker Carlson. I've done Sean Hannity's show and a couple of others, but I think Tucker's a passionate dude, and I think he's smart, and I think his heart is in the right place as it relates to liberty. I think he should have some more urban voices on that motherfucker for real. But nonetheless, I'm gonna link that interview with Elon on here. But I want to go over some of this tonight. And this is all connected, right? Yesterday, you guys recognized we had the conversation about censorship. We had AOC. We had Hillary Clinton from 2 years ago till now. We had ex-Secretary of State, what's his name? John Kerry, right? We had a bunch of people saying the same thing as it relates to censorship. And Kamala Harris was talking about we need to, basically, Elon's lost the privilege of owning X. It needs to be taken from him because he's not doing anything with the he's promoting disinformation. So we talked about that yesterday, but this is right in alignment. Because who are they mostly upset with as it relates to social media platforms? Elon. And I've said it, if you've watched me on any of the platforms, if you watch me, I've had conversations talking about, I'm not all the way happy with Elon's approach to Twitter. I'm not. Tweet cred is still there. We fundraising and we ain't getting no traction. I can post something and it's not getting the same level of love that it could be. Because I know Twitter, before the super politicized situation, sometimes I will post something that will get 600,000-700,000 views. And that's not the case right now. So I'm not saying that, y'all know me. I don't deify anybody. People are all good at times, and people are good at times, and people make bad decisions at times. All right? I think Facebook is worse. The meta platforms are even worse. I get no traction on Facebook. None. Speaking of which, this is why I'm telling y'all, I need everybody to make sure that y'all are pushing the social media. I want y'all to join the Solutionary 9. I want y'all to put all of the post notifications on, posts on notification. Turn the notifications on. Just repost everything. When you got a group of people that are being this way and speaking about some serious issues, we got to put our energy behind them. So it doesn't make sense to only complain about these platforms if we're not going to do something in promoting the conversation, which is why I'm saying to everybody watching this right now, wherever you're watching this on X, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Rumble, repost this. And if you're on YouTube, hit everybody hit the like button, no matter where you're watching it. These algorithms is weird. And we can do things and work together to boost the algorithm. But Elon got on Tucker's show, and him being the person that the deep state, and I will say the deep state, leftist agendas and folks like that are upset with, because they can't really box his narrative in the same way. Now, Elon gets some government bread, as Mike Trenton just said. Guys, real quick too, everybody. We got a goal of trying to get $200 per each one of these. Your donations go towards the work. I want to be very clear. We try to get 10 folks to give $20 super chat. So if you can, please do so. All right. If not, go to Give, Send, Go. Sidebar, if you want to give the $20 to Give, Send, Go, do that. The reason why I'm saying this is because we just found out yesterday that YouTube takes 30% of your super chats. Did y'all know that? I think somebody made mention of it in one of the lives. YouTube takes 30% of the super chats. So if we give $100, $70 only making it to us. Right? So if you can give as a super chat, great. But if not, be a donor at the $20 level. We need 10 of them. If we think we can do the math, 5 days a week, $200 a day, right? That's $1,000 a week. We can get a couple of classes with that, right? My point in saying this, guys, is we need the support. GiveSingle.com/solutionary, that link right below me. Donate there. And the obvious thing that I want to keep saying, I got to say these things every single day. The money that you donate towards, whether it's Give, Send, Go, and or here is a super chat, that obviously goes towards our work, free firearms training, basic firearms, stop the bleed, conflict resolution, all of the in-person learning, that goes towards that. As well as you guys are going to get access to the Solutionary non-Telegram group. That's only for people that tap in for Solutionary, the show, Monday through Friday. Okay, there's no other way to get into the Solutionary non-Telegram group unless you take a class or unless you donate towards the work. There's no other way to get in right now. We experimenting with maybe a monthly thing, but that's that. But anyway, guys, promote the message. I want to play the video right now of Elon exposing one of the potential reasons why a lot of billionaires are getting behind and backing Kamala Harris.
See that list, do you think?
I don't know. It's mind-blowing that they've not tried to prosecute even one. Not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They've not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane. I mean, they've put like whatever 500 or 600 January 6 protesters in prison, and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
Yeah. And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like the DOJ might actually move forward.
Now, let me pause it right there, guys. Elon's doing a masterful job of putting that out there without being libelous. I want to be I need to say that because as someone that's, lied on and said things about, it can be tiring and it's just annoying as hell. And so I think that he's done a great job of articulating this in a way where it's not attacking their, situation. It's not attacking their business. He's just saying, hey, I think these guys might be a little bit nervous about the DOJ finding out what's going on as it relates to this Epstein list. Okay? And when he asked him, I'm going to run it back, Bobby. When he says, do you think such and such is a little bit nervous about the DOJ and nervous about a Trump victory and potentially this Epstein list. And he said, yeah, Reid Hoffman was my vice president over at PayPal 20 years ago. Let's run it back. For the folks that just come in and hit the like button, I'm going to run this all the way back because I think this is very important. Not only for us to just talk about what he's talking about here, and we're seeing this alliance between Trump and Musk last week in Butler, PA, right? You got the richest man in the world linking up with arguably one of the most famous people in the world, the most polarizing figures in the world, during a time when we've seen even Democrats go, listen, I got to go Republican. This is very, very important, guys. Let's run it back. For the folks that just tapped in, I'm going to run it back for y'all. Let's go all the way back. This is only a 2-minute clip, but let's check it out.
When are we going to see that list, do you think?
I don't know. It's mind-blowing that
They're talking about the Epstein list.
Tried to prosecute even one, not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They have not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane.
Wild.
I mean, they've put like whatever 500 or 600 January 6 protesters in prison, and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently. Those rooms on the island and
Listen to this, guys.
were wired for video.
Right.
And
where's the video? I mean, between Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by, criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
So it's sort of like a preemptive moral strike.
Yes.
I mean, as I said, I think those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
The people that are telling everybody else they're a threat to democracy are actually the threat to so-called democracy themselves. Mike Trenton with the $20 super chat. Mike made a great point. He said, I'll make this my last donation on YouTube. The 30% is wild. I'll donate through Give, Send, Go starting next donations. Thanks, everybody. Listen, if you're here, givesendgo.com/solutionary. If you got to do a super chat, I'm not knocking anybody if it's easier for you. I just want to be fully transparent. 30% of the resources that you guys give does not make it to us. It makes it to YouTube. So if you want to donate, we try to get 10 folks to donate $20. Let's do it to givesendgo.com/solutionary. If you're watching this, I think we're a few hundred people in now. If you're watching this, repost it. If you're watching on YouTube, let's get the likes up. The Scrapping Beauty says, yeah, they claim toxic masculinity in feminine females. Guys, listen. These, like Bobby said, you mean they call patriots Nazis? This is extremely interesting because, again, this was worded in a way that there will be no libel or no slander accusations toward Elon. This is like, hey, I think maybe this is the reason why. Now, we all know that Elon has access to a lot of information and resources. That's what happens when you're like categorically one of the richest men in the world, right? So when they're having these open debates and discussions on a platform like X that is not the same level of censored as Meta platforms, and we're even seeing Meta platforms, you got Zuckerberg, whether it's cat or whether it's real, you got Zuckerberg out here now saying, hey, I identify as libertarian. Hey, the federal government did press me in 2020 to make some election interference conversations as it relates to censorship. The federal government did make me have conversations about, hey, we got to stop the misinformation as it relates to COVID. All of the things that people that were intelligent enough to, or wise enough or aware enough of how goofy government is, that was early on was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not taking a jab. We're not doing a mask thing. This is cat. This is da-da-da. All of those people that were painted to look like the evil people, the granny killers, the destroyers of democracy, if you will. Seems like all of those people are now coming out of the woodworks for being right, as well as some of those people that may have been on the other side of that aisle are now going, nah, this is too much. Government is overreaching. Yesterday, again, guys, the show is every day, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Yesterday, we had a conversation about the level of them attacking social media platforms because the information spreads very rapidly. Very rapidly. We had this conversation yesterday, guys. We talked about it. Matter of fact, I want to pull one of these up. Let's pull one of these up. Let me see if this is the right one here. Let me see. Let me see what we got here. No, this ain't it. I'll find it and we'll continue to have this conversation. But my point here, guys, is this ain't accidental. And this ain't a oops. And this ain't a, conspiracy theory. This ain't theories. This is facts. These are people conspiring to make sure certain conversations don't happen. It was wild. It's wild. I gotta pull this up for y'all. I gotta pull this other one up for y'all, right? I have to. Where is it at? Okay, here we go. Here we got Kamala here.
Lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
So first and foremost, she's wrong. That's not true. No oversight or no regulation is bullshit. That's not true. That's number one. That's a fault. That's a straight up lie. That's more of a lie than her talking about she carries a Glock. Stop lying, girl. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay? They're actively going after the bidding, doing the bidding of their puppet masters and saying, hey, we gotta stop the free speech because they're talking to millions of people and there's no oversight. That's a lie. They're talking to millions of people and there needs to be the same standard for Meta. No, what it means is we made Zuckerberg bow down and he's seeming to come out of that sleep, that drunken stupor. But he bowed down. I want to be very clear. Old Zucky boy, he took the knee. He 1000% took the knee. But now Elon's perspective is, Now, again, guys, I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record. I am not of the belief that Elon necessarily is the villain or the hero, excuse me. But I will say this. They seem to have a problem with it. Now, it might be 4, 5, 8D chess where they giving us, the whole Albert Pike statement. When they need a hero, we will supply them one. It could be that. Less likely than he's just not a part of their club and he doesn't like how they do things. Same as Trump. Could be. Could be either one. The goal as a solutionary is to evaluate these things objectively. And as the new information presents itself, you make smarter decisions. For all intents and purposes, it looked like the Harris-Walz administration is horrible. Never mind the fact that this chick was not even democratically elected. Now, some could say, oh, well, the Democrats just wanted her and they get to do it with their nominee. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. I'm objective. But the conversation about the contradiction around how she was even put into the seat is a questionable one. And we don't even talk about it. So even before we get to now you in the seat, now you're talking about you ain't did shit for 4 years. You were a part of a regime that destroyed our economy. You were a part of a regime that trampled Fourth Amendment rights. Okay? You ain't helping us. You're a part of the same team that destroyed Bernie when he was supposed to be down with y'all. Sanders. You haven't done anything good for the people. And now you coming out the gate telling the people what they should do and what government should overreach into private business. I've been kicked off of Instagram 2-3 times and Twitter one time at a few 100,000 followers. Okay, that's why my numbers ain't up. That's why I want all of y'all to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to all of these platforms. Subscribe to Rumble. We got to be everywhere. There should be no room that the conversation about freedom and the Constitution, for especially in urban America, and I don't just mean black, okay? That conversation needs to be happening on all platforms. They're going out of their way. This chick is deliberately just got in the spot by the seat of her pants, is incompetent and incapable for the job, but is campaigning on let's trample the First Amendment. And they're saying it. Let's play it again. I want y'all to really, for everybody to just tapping in. They want to read some of the billionaires that's behind Trump. Let's listen to it again. Listen to what she said. Read between the lines, solutionaries. Listen.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
Guys, it's a lie, first, that there's no oversight or regulation. Section 230 is a thing. Okay? Remember the whole internet neutrality, net neutrality, that conversation? Section 230 is a thing, number one. Number two, she's trying to say it and package it as if she's doing something for the people, to protect you. Anytime government says shit like we're here to protect you, get out of there. Get out of there. They big capping. But I want to be objective. I want to be objective, everybody. And I'm going to be objective. I want to make sure that I'm being objective. So I want to share the screen with y'all. I want to read something. Okay? What is this here? These 26 billionaires. Let's go down a little bit. Here are Trump's top billionaire donors. Because what I don't want to happen to us as solutionaries is for us to ever get labeled non-objective. Anybody that's followed me for any period of time, I've been critical of Trump on the Second Amendment. I've been critical of his detractors for trumped up, pun intended, trumped up charges, 34 counts here in Georgia, however many counts over here in New York. I ain't tripping in any way, shape, or form. I am not tripping. However, I want to make sure that it's loud and clear that we call these balls and strikes pause right up the middle. Okay? Here are Trump's top billionaire donors. Now, this is from Forbes. Forbes is weird. Sometimes it gets it right. Sometimes it depends on the writer. They could go lefty. They could go lefty, right? And I think that this guy's gonna go kind of lefty on this one. But let's read on. Some of the nation's wealthiest people are powering Trump's bid to return to the White House. His 26 biggest billionaire backers, worth a combined $143 billion, have poured $162 million into the effort so far. Now, let me stop there for a second, solutionaries. I'm not mad at a free market enterprise billionaire that's wants a person in that's good for business. The Biden-Harris administration has not been good for business. Now, I want to be clear. Trump is a big spender of government dollars. That's not limited government conservatism. He printed up a lot of money too, which adds to the inflation, which adds to the hyperinflation. He's a big spender on the military-industrial complex too. Let's be clear about that. The benefit to Trump in being a big spender is he also goes, flow that money up, get us out of these deals, move us out of this. We don't want to be a part of this, and we don't want to add to new wars. That happened. Regardless of how you want to say it, this does not mean that he didn't pull all of those dudes out of Syria, Yemen, right? Acting like we don't, you understand? Kept us out of this situation, this Ukraine bullshit. We got to give credit where it's due up the middle. We have to. If not, you're not being solutionary with it. You're being a sucker with it. So I'm not going to be mad that free market enterprise guys that employ tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people in America are going to act as if they not going to go with where smart money at. I don't judge them for doing that in any way, shape, or form. But let's read on a little bit more. Quote, we need a leader who is not in the pocket of big business, but answers to the working man. End quote. Declared Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's vice presidential pick at the Republican National Convention last month. Quote, a leader who won't sell out to multinational corporations, but will stand up for American companies and American industry. Federal Election Commission's filings tell a slightly different story. Let me stop there for a second. This dude's about to package that as if you're not allowed to get support from billionaires if you're the billionaire. That's how I think they're going to go with this. I haven't read this article. I just pick them up sometimes because I want to be, sometimes it's going to be CNN, sometimes it's going to be Fox, MSNBC. We're going to call it up the middle as solutionaries. Our job is to take the information and assess it. And if the left get it right sometimes, they got it right. If the right get it wrong sometimes, they got it wrong, and vice versa. Okay? But I think this person's about to go in a direction, and I'll read who this person is in a minute, the author. But again, this is Forbes. This is Forbes.com. Okay? They're about to, in my opinion, package it as if you are advocating for the working man that you can't get backed by the billionaires. I need a damn billionaire to come give us $180,000 so I can stop fundraising. Damn. Somebody get Andy Frisella on the line. Tell Andy I need $180,000, $200,000 loan. Okay? But let's read on. Federal Election Commission's filings tell a slightly different story. Many of the nation's richest individuals, including founders and executives of some of America's biggest businesses, have backed the Trump-Vance ticket. In fact, 26 billionaires have already given to the more than $1 million apiece to pro-Trump PACs and committees. But there still may be something to Vance's distinction between multinational corporations and American companies, at least when it comes to who supports Trump. Of the former president's 26 biggest billionaire donors, 16 derived their fortunes from private, often family-held corporations based in the U.S. I want to read that again. Again, this is my first time reading this, guys. I'm going through this. We having a reaction video to this shit at the same time. Let's read it again. Of the former president's 26 biggest billionaire donors, 16 derived their fortunes from private, often family-held corporations backed in the United States. Many of them, like Diane Hendricks, ABC Supply, and Liz and Dick Uline's Uline. Sidebar, Uline, the founder of Uline, donated $2,000 to my city council run. Y'all can check that paperwork. In 2000, when I ran for city council, the max that you could donate was $2,000, and Dick donated $2,000 to my city council run. Openly celebrate their track record of operating mostly in the U.S. and generating American jobs. I use Uline all the time for our ship. If you bought something from us, that plastic joint that the T-shirt or the hoodie came in, that's Uline. The list includes a few heirs like Johnson & Johnson, Scion Woody Johnson, and Miriam Adelson, the widow of casino magnate Sheldon Adelson. But the vast majority of the donors, 22 out of 26, have built their own billion-dollar empires. The top industries amongst Trump's top billionaire backers are casinos, finance, and oil and gas. I ain't mad at that. Somebody plug me with them. We've been trying to buy the damn Solutionary Center and get busy. You know what I mean? Okay? These are serious funders. And if they self-made 16 out of 26? In an election year, money flows fast. Since Forbes first looked at the Trump billionaire backers 2 months ago, Adelson has rocketed up the ranks, now the fourth biggest donor after a huge lump sum gift in late May. And she reportedly has plans that could soon take her to the top of the list. Also new to the top 10 are stock exchange billionaire Jeff Sprecher and his wife, former Senator Kelly Loeffler. Hendricks has also moved up from fourth to third. Those moves pushed the New York Jets owner Woody Johnson and the Los Angeles real estate magnate Jeffrey Palmer out of the top 10. 5 of these donors have given to the newly launched America PAC. Somebody asked about that in the comments. America PAC, which Elon Musk says he helped start. It was created in May and has already spent close to $8 million on pro-Trump field operations and text campaigns. It was widely reported that Musk had pledged $45 million a month to the super PAC, though he has since said he will be supporting the group at a much lower level, and he has not reported a federal contribution since 2020. Musk may not yet make the list, but his longtime friend and investor Antonio Gracias does. He gave America PAC $1 million in June. Timothy Mellon, $76 million donations, nearly $1 billion. Donation to Trump groups is $76.5 million. His net worth is nearly $1 billion. Linda McMahon, spouse of Vince McMahon, $16 million. Diane Hendricks, $6.3 million. Miriam Adelson, $5.8 million. Kelsey Warren, $5.8 million. Timothy Dunn, $5 million. Elizabeth Uline, $5 million. Richard Uline, $5 million. Jeff Sprecher and Kelly Loeffler, 4.9. List goes on, guys. List goes on. List goes on. Why are we talking about this? The billionaires that are on point and understand the importance of American industry, that are not with the globalist agenda and their values, their culture. Politics is downstream from culture. Their politics and their values are in alignment with an America first, limited government. Let's not tax as much as we just pay in the government. Why would we work to run and build an American business empire, 100 million a year, 200, whatever that is, to only have to give that money to government for government to be irresponsible and give that money to insert whatever other country? So when we're doing that, when we're having this conversation, that billionaire that's self-made is a little bit different than the billionaire that's the Mark Cubans of the world. They got a grudge against the Trump. They got a grudge against Elon because he has a grudge against both of them. So I want y'all to be very clear. This shit get real high schoolish. Even with these 100 millionaire, billionaire motherfuckers. Ego. He got a yacht. I need a bigger one. Those types of billionaires are more about winning at all costs and keeping their, palms greased. Not the hard-working billionaire that's saying, I'm going to create industry. As much as I'm not down with Tesla, Tesla's the first American-made car in a long time company. I don't rock with Teslas. I drive them every so often, the Cybertruck and all of that. Okay? Tesla X Model S, whatever it is, ran out of battery on me. Not a fan. Don't like the cobalt mining, not gonna lie. But you cannot deny the fact that even if it got some backdrop to it that I'm disagreeing with, we cannot deny that it's created a whole bunch of jobs. And I'm not going to pretend like Elon don't get some government contract money. At that level of the game, to say, yeah, I'm getting government contract money. However, I'm not down with this administration, and I'm not bowing to the regime. That's something that we got to be honest about. It's something we got to acknowledge, bro. It's very, very important. The balance of the conversation needs to happen, and that balance and our alignment to the truth is the thing that we make sure that we lead with, regardless. And these conversations about Elon scaring the shit out of the billionaires being scared shitless because of the fact that if Trump's in there, maybe that DOJ starts to lean in the direction of putting that Epstein client list out. That's a serious thing. When he said it, when I was looking at it, I was like, holy crap. I didn't even think about that. Okay? And I love that he did it in a manner where it was not libelous and it wasn't slander. This is I don't like using the term the most important election of our lives. I think they scare people, they fearmonger, and they do that to scare people into making moves. I think that's what they do. But when you're talking about the economy and how the dollar has lost its buying power by such a large percentage in the last 4 years, and when you look at the Democrats that are defected from the Democrat to go join up with a Republican ticket, the logical ones, and I got problems with all of them. I think Tulsi Gabbard's great. I think she had a very anti-gun stance at a certain point. I think RFK's dope, and he's changing a little bit as his second anti-gun. That's where they lose me with the anti-gun conversation. He's been anti-gun. He's been a climate change person. I'm like, yeah, right? But you got to acknowledge that somebody, when they step off and say, hey, I'm going to go over here real quick, because these guys ain't doing the right thing. We got to look at that. And if everybody that's being attacked are all of the people that are talking about, hey, what about this Epstein client list? Hey, Trump said this years ago, hey, this Epstein guy, he's got some real problems. I think Hillary's got some problems, blah, 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 blah. If they're all going after the people that are like, hey, we should have free speech, even if they're not doing the best job, but they're like, yo, we should at least have free speech. And these are the people that are saying, we got to censor this because we got to control the facts. Hillary Clinton said, we have to there needs to be consensus. She said it, and the video that I played, check out yesterday's episode. And Kerry said it. We can't govern and get to a consensus of what the facts are with these social media platforms in so many words. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, if you're coming in, hit the like button. We got let's see how many folks we got in here. We got 360 some odd folks in here. Everybody, repost. Hit the like button. Let's get the like buttons up. Let's get the super chats up. If you got a super chat, we try to get 10 folks. Either do it as a super chat or do it at givesingo.com/solutionary. That link that's right under my, bottom right down there. Okay? givesingo.com/solutionary. We're going to wrap up here shortly, but let's get the likes up before we go, guys. Everybody should hit the like button. I don't care what platform you're watching it on. Whatever platform you're watching it on, hit the like button right now. Hit the like. We need all of the likes in the world. Okay? Guys, can we imagine? Let's reimagine. Let's use the leftist language. Can you reimagine if the deep state is removed and the Epstein list came out? Now, I'm skeptical. I want to be clear. Trump did say that he was going to release them the Robert F. Kennedy files. I ain't seen them. Maybe he was waiting to his second term and they beat him up on the second term. Now we're trying to go for this third go round. Maybe. However, imagine if this does go the way that they present it as. And I'm limited government and I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm supremely objective. So imagine if this happens and then we find out, all of you you rappers, you hip hop artists, what if all of this is connected? What if the Epstein files tie into the Diddy files? What if your favorite celebrities that keep going left for no reason, men that used to be men, the Batistas, the white guys for Harris, what if all of those guys got some implications on them? And we watch damn near 70% of Hollywood and all these people crumble and these so-called political figures. And we see mass bomb because they can't handle the shame. Wouldn't that be a sight? Wouldn't that be a sight? And what if that's what's happening? I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or nothing, maybe to a degree. But we have to be honest about where the attacks are coming from, who they're coming from, and why. These are all the people that are incompetent, and their track record shows it. And they're attacking people that have accomplished more in their life in a short, come on, bro. PayPal's Elon. Hyperlink Loop, Elon. Okay? All of these things are, come on, y'all. 3 Mile Island with the $10 super chat says the Scraping Beauty says 3 Mile Island is reopening for only Microsoft gates. 80,000 homes could get energy, but no, because woke billionaire wants the energy all to his business. Hear me. This is their politic. If you took the civics class yesterday, the definition of politics is securing, maintaining, and expanding on your own interests. And that's what these people are doing. But it may be in their interest to not let everybody know that they tapped in on Epstein Island a bit. And they couldn't get Trump. We had construction people from way back in the day, mafia guys, did it on like Vlad TV or something, talking about, we tried to get Trump. We tried to squeeze him. We tried to get him to do dirty business with the mob. And we just couldn't get to him. He wouldn't bend. So maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the reason why. It's not because Trump's the best person and knows the Constitution and limits government conservatively, fiscally conservative. It may not be that. It just may be, I don't got no dirt on me and y'all do. Elon might be, I'm rich too and y'all ain't got no dirt on me neither. Could be that. And they scared to death. When Elon hints at something like this and says, and I'm going to play it again before we get out of here. No, I'm not. Y'all going to have to tap in tomorrow. When Elon says on Tucker Carlson, and I'm going to link it in the video below when I save this and end it. When Elon says, I think Gates might be nervous of Trump being in office and them Epstein files lists come out. I think he might be nervous about that. Okay? That's something to behold. And he did it in a way. I want you to look at the body language. Actually, I will play it again. Let's look at it again.
That list, do you think?
I don't know. It's mind-blowing that they've not tried to prosecute even one. Not even the worst offender on the Epstein client list. They've not even tried to prosecute even one. That's insane. I mean, they've put like whatever 500 or 600 January 6 protesters in prison, and not one person on the Epstein client list.
Will that ever come out, do you think?
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yes.
And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
Which means I kind of know this dude.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah, I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation. Like something might actually, the DOJ might actually move forward.
There are a lot of videos, apparently.
Guys, that's damning. One of the richest men in the world saying, hey, these guys might have something up the sleeve. And then gets behind the guy that says, this guy might release this list. You don't take these type of chances. Billions of dollars. He bought Twitter, X, for $44 billion. You don't make these types of moves at that level of the game if you do not have an end game in sight. And you don't have something up your sleeve where you know something the world needs to know. Elon could back out and not play this game and just let the chips fall where they may and use his resources to get whatever right or left people to do his bidding. That's what money gives you and affords you. But for some reason, he's insinuating that these people might be afraid of this situation. And you know what, Solutionaries? I'm inclined to believe him. That's a good place to wrap up, guys. I want to thank you all for tapping in. Donate to the work. We're able to make this content because of your support. Whether that's a super chat, whether y'all helping us get over this goal. All right. We got $180,000 left to raise and we are done. We need 1,800 donors at the $100 level. Yet these donations go towards our work, our classes, the in-person classes, buying our building. We're trying to get a $10,000 worth so we can knock out November and December's classes. You guys know that we already are on the tour. We did Chicago last weekend. We got Phoenix this weekend. We got St. Louis. We got Baton Rouge. We got Cleveland. We got Newark just added. All for October. Let's secure November and December's classes. We need help, everybody. When you see this, give Cingo.com/solutionary. Donate at the $100 level or more. You get access to all 3 of the online classes, all 3 of the curriculums. 50% off a t-shirt of the month every month. We just added this. You become an affiliate where you can make money off the shirts and get a 20% commission for selling the merch. We send you the promo, you push, you get your own link, you make 20%. As well as access to the Solutionary 9 Telegram group. Bunch of helpful, committed coaches and accountability partners across the whole nation. Dry fire drills. Hit the like button, everybody. Dry fire drills, health and fitness. We come up with your macros. We give you a meal plan. We give you a workout plan. The Solutionary 9 daily routine. All of these things are available to everybody that donates at the $100 level or more, because we believe if you add more value, you should get more value. So go over to givesingo.com/solutionary. Donate at the $100 level or whatever level you can, 10, 50, 20, whatever you guys can give. It's dope. And if you donate today, if you're donating from being a Solutionary episode watcher, I don't know what we're going to call everybody. If you're watching this and you're donating today at whatever level, I'm going to send you access, at minimum, access to the Solutionary 9 Telegram group. So you can get in there, work out with all of the other people, get some support, get some health and fitness information. Just a lot of good people from all over, thousands of people from around the country. All right. It's very, very important, guys. GiveSingo.com/solutionary. Or wherever you're watching this, if you miss it, if you come into this later, just say, yo, man, send me the link. But the link is right there, and I'll make sure I get it to you. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about whether it's politics, hip-hop, culture, even the bread and circuses. When it comes over to our Solutionary show, we're going to give you solutions. My name is Maj Toure. I see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Be solutionary.